For 53 years, it has become an Arlington tradition like no other. It's Independence Day, the 4th of July, and we're happy to be with you. Along with Donna Darovich, I'm John Nelson, welcoming you to this annual event. Before it's all said and done, about 75,000 parade goers will line this 2-mile route, Donna, which has changed this year.
Yes, we had to change it a little bit because of the progress on Abrams Street. Part of the street in front of City Hall is still under construction, so we just moved it a little bit south to South Street. So that's the main change, but everybody seems to have taken it into consideration.
This year's theme, Star Spangled Independence Day. And with that, the Arlington Civic Band is just about set with soloist Priscilla Ash for this year's national anthem.
This year we have a little bit of a change in the name of the event. It's Independence Day Parade. I think we all know it's on the 4th of July. So this year the theme is a Star Spangled Independence Day. So that's why you'll see lots of entries with lots of stars everywhere.
It's the 242nd birthday of our country, and we're located on Spangled Drive in front of College Park Center. So just a little bit of a change, but all in all, Donna, I think there are as many people here as there were on Abrams Street.
Oh, yeah. I continue to be amazed at how many people not only come to the parade, but that have their favorite spots. And they were camped out last night in tents, sleeping bags, or whatever to make sure they got their favorite spot. And just a guess, but I'm betting that most of them picked a spot that would be in the shade today.
Well, Light Up Arlington, another huge success last night. It was a little late in getting started. They had some wind issues, but it finally got underway at about 11 p.m. So it was kind of a short turnaround for those that love fireworks, and they love to get here early, and they have. Nothing in this city has gone on longer on a continuous basis than this parade. As we said, 53 years and counting. Well, there's the Arlington Police Color Guard. You're looking south on Spangled Drive. And we are underway, established back in 1986. They present the national colors at a lot of local, national, and international events and ceremonies to honor fallen officers. Motorcycles ahead of them.
Always an impressive entry, and certainly a perfect one to start off the parade, the Arlington Police Color Guard.
Well, they've hit the streets for 115 years. Back in those days, there were mostly Indian brand motorcycles, but today they're dominated by the big Harleys. Motorcycle officers support all patrol divisions, conduct escorts, direct traffic, and perform a lot of enforcement duties.
And we've got the parade banner coming up. And those are members of the General Motors United Auto Workers Riding Team carrying the banner, and this is their 27th year in the parade. GM plans to be here a very long time, they say, and they're right now in the midst of more than a $1 billion expansion.
That parade banner carried by students of Sam Houston High School. And here's the Rockin' M, the Martin Warriors, the Martin High School cheerleaders. That blow-up Rockin' M. Of course, the namesake for Martin High School, James Martin, longtime AISD superintendent. And if all goes according to form, Martin will be the last band next year. Usually the bands that are first are the last band for the next year. The Sun Dancers, on the direction of Adrian Yarborough, assisted by the talented R.J. Williams. All kinds of honors that have been bestowed upon the Sun Dancers down through the years. And here they are, team leader, senior captain Cherish Hayes, senior first lieutenant Faith Miller, senior lieutenant Mia Hinton, and junior lieutenant Jaden Green.
And they have gone all out. Of course, they have a leg up on the 4th of July parade because they already have red as one of their colors. But this year they've done it up a little different and put red, white, and blue and stars. Good job for them.
As you've said in years past, Donnie, you can never wear enough red, white, and blue on July 4th.
That's right.
In fact, the floats, all the floats have to be at least 75% decorated in red, white, and blue.
It just makes for a more festive look. Every once in a while we'll have someone that just wants to do a little red, and we tell them, nope, we got to have some blue in there too.
All right, here's the 230-member Martin High School Warrior Band. For 36 years since the school opened back in 1982, this marching band has received Division I ratings at UIL marching contest. They're set. Let's listen to the Martin High School Martin Band.
Next up is Martin High School Band. The James Martin High School Warrior Band is the largest spirit organization on the campus. The 230-member program receives a well-rounded education in music, which includes marching band, concert band, jazz band, percussion ensemble, and color guide. For 36 years, since the school's
Martin's first football game, the next time you will see the Martin Band, August 31st at UTA against Lake Travis.
If it's in a uniform, it's... The Grand Marshal banner this year is carried by Casey, Pat, Roxanne, and Tobin, who tell us we are Arlington Patriots. And now,
And two
we have
Grand
Boyce
Marshals.
Magazine. Boyce Magazine is the first one.
Thanks also to all the
Boyce served 29 years with the Arlington Police Department and 4 as UTA Chief of Police, and the very recognizable General William Latham.
General Latham is a 1949 graduate of North Texas Agricultural College, which we all know now as UTA. He advanced to the rank of Major General in the Army. He's a recipient of numerous awards and decorations, including Silver Star, Legion of Merit, Distinguished Service Medal, and the Purple Heart. He's a distinguished alumna of UTA.
Arlington Mayor Jeff Williams, recently elected to his second term. Driver is son Ryan, also in the car, daughter-in-law Morgan, and grandsons Caden and Caleb. The Honorable Jeff Williams.
And now we're going to find out who won the Mayor's Award this year, because the Mayor's going to get out of the car and we'll have the trophy presentation. And number 95 is Tarrant County College, Southeast Campus, right here in Arlington. They always have a great entry, and they've won before, so they're keeping that tradition going.
A popular choice, the campus president, Bill Coppola, along with other TCC representatives.
Distinguished Flying Cross.
And next we have the Arlingtons. Ooh, look at, he's really got his face decorated and everything. I tell you, TCC knows details when it comes to decorating.
By the way, we want to mention some of our in-kind sponsors, the City of Arlington, UT Arlington, the AISD, and Fox 4, KDFW, Fox More Channel 27. Those are the in-kind sponsors. Our gold sponsors, Automax, Downtown Arlington Management Corporation, Alan and Bonnie Pesci, and the Candlelight Inn.
That's MEI Group Automax. They've got a kind of a new name this year.
Kevin Donovan and
And Kevin Donovan.
all the others kind of sitting on eggshells right now. Bob Callis.
Yes.
Got the bubbles going
And there's
and
the
everything.
City Council. Council members include Michael Glaspie, Victoria
Jeffrey
Farrar
is
Miles, Lana
joined
Wolf, Catherine
in
Wildman,
his Shelby
Robert
West.
Shepard, Sherry Capehart,
With
Roxanne
his wife,
Coleman,
Karen.
and the council's
Great
newest
day,
member,
y'all.
Helen Mose.
Yep.
City Council.
Congratulations, Tarrant County College.
And next, Arlington's finest fire department. These men and women are constantly training to maintain and improve their skills to save lives and property. Don Croson is a fire chief, and Arlington firefighters serve 17 different fire stations in the city, doing 24-hour shifts every 48 hours. As we all know, they put out fires, but they also offer the first medical assistance in a lot of emergencies.
Let's just hope they're not put into service today.
No, just a reminder to people that it is illegal to shoot fireworks in the city of Arlington. And hopefully a lot of those rural areas aren't allowing it because things are really dry out there.
To maintain and improve their skills to save lives and
The
property.
Arlington Police
Fire Chief
Department
Don Krause.
is next as we
Arlington
show our
firefighters
appreciation
serve
backing the
17 different
blue.
Fire stations in the city. Serving
And the
24-hour
citizens on
shifts
patrol, the
every
mobile
48 hours.
patrol.
As everyone knows, firefighters
Abbreviation
not only
easy
put
to
out
remember,
fires,
COP.
they're often the
Arlington
first medical
citizens
assistance providers
on patrol.
in emergencies.
They act as the additional eyes and ears to help, I don't know, pinpoint activity that is kind of suspicious. The National Night Out this year is October 2nd.
And who is that guy in the back of the truck? Friday, October 2nd, yes,
All the
but I guess he's
trophies
just
will be presented
the mascot
today at
for
1 p.m.
Night Out.
at Knapp Heritage
And coming up
Park.
behind, we have the American Medical Response Ambulance. Serves Arlington and 13 state-of-the-art emergency vehicles with more than 100 employees. They make sure that every 911 call is answered quickly. They've been in Arlington more than a decade and in 38 states overall. They serve 4 million patients every year. That's a lot of ambulance rides.
140 entries in this year's parade, and here's another one, the Friends of Arlington Animal Service.
Friends of Arlington Animal Services is committed to the homeless pets in Arlington.
And now the Arlington Independent School District. So number 18 has jumped in front of a couple of entries. The AISD School Trustees, President Dr. Aaron Wright, Vice President John Hibbs, Secretary Keisha Mays, Polly Walton, Melody Fowler, Justin Chappa, and Bowie Hogg. The AISD and that familiar red schoolhouse.
And coming up behind AISD is State Representative Chris Turner. Serves the people of House District 101. That's Chris and his wife, Lisa. And they wanted us to convey to everybody thank you to all the volunteers who make the parade possible, and happy birthday, America.
It's entry number 19, that bright red Chevy Camaro. Tax assessor collector Ron Wright, David Woodruff. Entry number 20, Tarrant County Office of Commissioner Andy Wynn. Shows off the Tarrant County float in red, white, and blue.
Another beautiful ride
Justice of the
is
Peace Matt Hayes,
Representative
Mary Tom
Chris
Kernett,
Turner. Welcome, Chris. Chris Turner,
Constables
the
Clint
Speaker of
Burgess.
House District 101. He and his wife
We mentioned
Lisa
David
say
Woodruff,
thank you.
and here is something near and dear to you.
Absolutely, I got to take this one. The University of Texas at Arlington, scooting up to nearly 60,000 students. We have a lot of just cheerleaders and spirit folks at the front of the parade, but on the float is the president of UTA, Viztop Kabari, and his wife, Lisa. UTA has been part of Arlington since 1895. They're now one of the nation's elite research institutions and is number 5 in the nation in diversity of students and is listed as one of the best 4 colleges for veterans in Texas. We've also got some band members. You don't often get to see the band, but they're at the basketball games and they're on the float today.
Splitting the heart of this campus on Spaniolo Drive. I'm reminded that new basketball coach Chris Ogden and the Moving Mass begin their season here in November as we are situated in front of College Park Center.
Institutions of higher education is also fifth in the nation of diversity of students. And
Blaze, the official mascot.
Colleges for veterans in Texas. That's
And we hear the familiar UTA fight song.
The Maverick Whip.
So let's listen to them as they act. Welcome, President and Lisa. Are you? My son is a freshman at UTA. I'm officially a moving mass dad.
A little Formula One.
SAE Formula race cars win a lot of national competitions. Glad to see we've got one. And now we have the family of Robert Miles. Robert was a longtime member of the Arlington 4th of July Association and certainly a super patriot. That's his wife, Mary, in the car with him. Also with daughter Michelle Reese and grandsons Hayden and Grayson and Tobin Houses driving.
Robert will certainly be missed.
Oh,
Here's the Lamar High School drill team, our second of our 6 high schools. The Phi Queens, under the direction of Lori Woods and Madison Perrett. Cheerleaders, coaches Kathy Daly, Colleen Bryant, and Casey Hackney, the Lamar High School Phi Queens. And behind them, the Viking Marching Band. Lamar's enrollment is kind of like Arlington's. It's gotten no bigger, but it's gotten no smaller down through the years. They've stayed about the same enrollment-wise. The North Star.
And Madison Perrett. They want to thank their parade marshal Javier Nahara and their volunteers.
By the way, Lamar's first football game at Cravens Field, August 31st against Byron Nelson High School. And here is the Lamar High School Marching Band.
I know you would know all those football dates, John. Good
I've
for
got
you.
them memorized.
Once a sports announcer, always a sports announcer.
It's a business we
Next
chose.
we have the Lamar High School cheerleaders.
That's a lot of cheerleaders, Mark.
Arlington Lamar High School cheerleaders. If it seems like a lot of cheerleaders because freshman, junior, and varsity cheerleaders are all present. Coaches are Kathy Daly, Colin Bryant, and Casey Star Spangled
I love it that all the Arlington High School bands are in the parade every year.
San Houston and Arlington have been here the longest, understandably so.
And now we've got an entry that really has a claim to fame, and that's the Knights of Columbus. They have had an entry in the parade every year since it began in 1965. Leading off and following the U.S., Texas, and Papal colors are 4th degree Knights in their full regalia. They are followed by 3rd degree Knights carrying the U.S. garrison flag. The Knights of Columbus are a fraternal order of Catholic men that are dedicated to the principles of charity, unity, fraternity, and patriotism. Last year, they donated worldwide over 75 million and 71 million hours to the Catholic Church and the less fortunate.
They've been here about as long as the parade.
Absolutely, exactly.
Texas and Papal colors are
And here is this morning's longest and largest American flag, no doubt, as it almost covers curb to curb.
Columbus are a fraternal order of Catholic men dedicated
And
to principles of charity.
Mike Seacrest has taken the onus of getting that shot for us. You can see how long it is, and that's right in front of General Walton Walker, KWVA Chapter 215.
Fortunate in our communities. Thank you, Knights of Columbus.
Korean War Veterans Association.
And those are ladies from the Korean Women's Association out of Fort Worth that come every year with them. And a lot of those gentlemen on there, I know a lot of those gentlemen, Korean War veterans, they're really still hardworking, vital parts of the community. And we're so proud that they're able to be in our parade every year.
General Walker was a Texan and 4-star general. Jim Whitmore is the chapter president. And here comes True Horsepower.
This unit is dedicated to protecting and serving citizens from horseback. This is the Arlington Police Mounted Unit. They have 6 horses and officers, and they patrol downtown, and they're highly trained for this specific type of police work. If you've ever seen horses that police are on working a crowd, you know they can do things that you can't do on foot or with much of anything else. They also train and partner with the Grand Prairie Police Mounted Unit, and they're in the parade with them today.
And the General Motors UAW riding team.
Go through extensive training.
And Horsing Around in Texas Riding Club, founded by Melody Allison. Melanie would like to recognize Sal Lewis for all her help with Horsing Around. Club riders of all ages enjoy the trail riding, the clinics, play days, parades. Award-winning riding club, beautiful horses on display this morning.
I noticed this club really took the theme of Star Spangled Independence Day to heart, and they've decked their horses out in stars everywhere possible. They even have on some good boots.
Yeah, reins, saddles, boots. And the 2x2 Riding Club, a Christian-based and sharing the love for equine activities. Boy, that is hard. You know they want to cut loose. It's just
I like it
amazing how they can just keep some kind of a pace.
Yes, but I like it when the horses get a little excited and want to do some prancing.
Years ago, maybe, 100 years ago, that was the mode of travel in this city, right?
Yes.
Where we're located. As I like to call it, the MVP of the parade, the street sweeper.
People often ask the July 4th Association that they wonder if there's going to be a street sweeper after the horses, and there always is, we assure you.
It's a hygiene thing.
Yes.
In the shade on a nice, pleasant Independence Day right now, a little bit past 9:30. Todd Batiste, Ford Model A vehicles from 1928 to 1931.
If they weren't accompanied by the street sweeper, let's hear it for the Arlington street sweeper!
40 horse babies in 4 colors.
They always keep their windows rolled up.
Unlike the Model T, available only in black, but that's a nice yellow-looking Model T. The most expensive car back then was $385. Nearly 5 million of those were made, and nearly 1 million of them on the road today.
And you know, it's tough for these antique cars to decorate 75%, but they've done a good job. The reason it's difficult is because I know there's certain parts of those antiques they don't want to put tape or any kind of adhesive on, so they've done a good job of improvising.
Running boards and
I like running boards. I wish we still had running boards.
maybe an occasional rumble seat decorated.
Even better. And entry number 36 is from Epic Waters Indoor Water Park. That's over in Grand Prairie. It's a unique indoor water park that opened earlier this year. They're represented with a decorated Jeep with park members Michael Hayes, Christy McCarthy, and Josh Young.
Hey, want to give a shout
Pretty much a year-round venue if you are into swimming year-round.
It's going to be a very popular location here in the next couple of months. Kappa Alpha Psi and Mansfield Cedar Hill chapter also. It's Greek fraternity that traces its roots back more than 100 years. Right now, over 160,000 members. They've also awarded over $125,000 in high school senior scholarships. The Arlington Grand Prairie chapter provides leaderships with Kappa Camp, feeding the homeless, holiday food baskets, adopt a school, and other worthy programs. The Arlington Grand Prairie chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi, and also the Mansfield Cedar Hill chapter. Glad to have them in this year's parade.
These guys really do a lot of community activities. They really believe in sharing with the community, and they put their time and their money where their mouth is, that's for sure. The Jewell family coming up. Jewell family's been in the parade for a long time. They usually have a 1930 Franklin Airman Club sedan. I've not seen one of those, but except for the Jewells when they have it in the parade. The Franklin Motor Company sold less than 2,000 of these back in 1930, so it's a rare vehicle, very hard to find, very sturdy.
I'll take a picture because it's something you really don't see very often. Here's the Optimist Club of Arlington.
Wow.
To sum it up, the Optimist Creed is helping to bring out the best in kids. Optimist President Cheryl Erickson.
That is amazing. Those optimists really go all out for this parade every year.
No question.
I am just amazed at the work they put into those. Texas Health Arlington Memorial Hospital. A lot of old timers may call it Arlington Memorial, but they're spotlighting branches of the military today. The story a lot of people don't know is back in the 1950s, Hooker Vandergrift, father of Mayor Tom Vandergrift, was going to build a new house on some acreage on Randall Mill and Cooper, but when he saw there was a need for a new hospital, instead of his new house, he donated the property for the hospital. So it was built in 1950 with 75 beds, now has 400.
Here's the Peace Officers Angels Foundation. And take a look at that police car that was used back in the 30s. This is a 1937 automobile with the siren.
But when he saw a new need for a hospital, instead of the new house, he donated the property for the hospital.
And they're moving along at a pretty good clip because here come the Boy Scouts.
Boy Scouts, this is the Cross Timbers region, which is basically the whole Metroplex. The mission of the Boy Scouts of America is to prepare young people to make ethical and moral choices over their lifetimes by installing in them the values of the Scout Oath and Scout Law. Hundreds of thousands of boys have been in the Scouts since it was founded in 1910. And yes, now girls can also participate in Scouting. The whole world could benefit from following the Scouting slogan, do a good turn daily.
And there they are. Yeah, we're already up to
Boy Scouts of America,
entry number 43 shortly.
Star Spangled wagon full of flags, followed by even more scouts.
I like the caricature on
by cowboy leaders.
the back of the pickup truck.
Timber region, basically
Pretty
the whole
good.
Metroplex.
They obviously have
Mission of the Boy Scouts
somebody
of
had
America is to
got a
prepare
badge
young
for
people to make
artistry.
ethical and moral choices over their lifetime.
Pack
and
number
instilling them with the values of the
378
Scout Oath
and
the
Troop
Scout Law.
380.
Hundreds of thousands of boys have been Boy Scouts since the organization was founded in
And the Boy
1920.
Scouts were
And yes,
all
girls
along the
can
route
also
this morning presenting the colors. They're always a big part of the parade,
world
and we
can benefit
appreciate
from
their
following the Scouting
volunteer
slogan.
efforts for us.
Ladies Auxiliary of Boys and Girls Club of Arlington. The winner of the 2018 Miss Cinderella title is Mason Henniger, a senior at Oak Ridge High School. Driving her royal car is her father, Dr. Anthony Henniger.
The dads
20 young ladies competed for that coveted crown, as that club always provides a kid-friendly environment where young people become individuals.
For many, including children with disabilities or from broken or disadvantaged homes, the Boys and Girls Club is a great drop-in center and a great home away from home. It's a good place for encouragement and helping them reach their potential. Whoa, the Pirates of North Dallas have invaded Arlington today. This is a replica of the Black Pearl, or as close as it is for us landlubbers. We know Jack Sparrow and his femme fatale Elizabeth Swan, plus a seamy pirate crew. They're ready for some swordplay. They got their ale. There's no open containers on this street, guys.
Rocking the
I think
seven
maybe
seas.
that's coffee. Yes.
The Perrine family in the 1927 Chevrolet touring car. If there's an iconic car of Arlington, this may be it. That Chevy Capital Tour.
Made for long journeys, it says that they have a 4-cylinder front-mounted engine which transmits the power through the rear wheels. I have no idea what all that means, but it sounds very important. It's a 4-cylinder engine that delivers all of the 27 horsepower, but it keeps up with traffic on Interstate 20, so long as the traffic is moving at 65 or 70, and where would that be? Back in 27, this car would have cost you $550. Not today.
Big Tex, or Little Tex, State Fair of Texas representative, complete with a working Ferris wheel. These days, it's held in October.
Back in 1927, this car.
And the Happy Time Clowns are here. It couldn't be a parade without clowns. This is an Arlington-based clown alley, and they're saluting first responders and the military this year, all while having a good time. It's a nonprofit group, and they pride themselves, they say, on innovating new techniques in clowning. Anything to hit your funny bone.
And here are the Cougars, the Seguin High School cheerleaders. Head coach Sadie Gomez, assistants from Jennifer McCoy, our third of 6 high schools, Juan Seguin High. Dance team behind them, the award-winning Starline dance team.
Everybody loves the clowns. We got Happy Time. Clown
Directed by
Alley
Shaq
today.
Moulton.
The Arlington-based Clown Alley.
Very proficient in jazz, contemporary rock, hip-hop,
All will have a
and
good time.
novelty.
This nonprofit group prides itself in innovation of new techniques, which is to say, they know a lot of ways to hit your funny bone.
About 50 skilled dancers on hand this morning, and the manager. Seguin will open their football season August 30th. That's a Thursday at Wildman against Garland Lakeview Centennial. And here is the
Go Seguin,
marching Cougar Band. Philip Cadenhead is the director of bands.
namesake was an original Texas hero, Juan Seguin, known to some as the bravest
Brady
Texan
Niblo,
in the struggle for
the
Texas.
assistant band director, and Angel Bursino. She heads up the percussion.
Let's listen to the Seguin Band, the Cougar Band.
It's Showtime International as well as many other awards. They are officially jazz
You can hear him coming, the Juan Seguin High School Marching Cougar Band. Award-winning Cougar Band and Guard represents Juan Seguin High School at all public festivals and occasions. Phil Cunningham is director of bands, Brady Niblo, assistant band director, and Angel Brincino heads up percussion. Let's just listen to this great band, shall we?
Here's the U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary.
They've been promoting water and boating safety for more than 78 years. These are civilian volunteers from Division 5 in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and they give boating safety classes, courtesy vessel inspections for boats, jet skis, paddlecraft, safety talks to community groups, and conduct safety patrols on lakes. They've got their hands full because we got a lot of lakes.
Sea Scouts.
Sea Scouts.
Full year for senior class then. Awesome.
You know, I was a
Here's a
part of
1946 Willis Jeep, which managed to get through the end of World War II and Korea,
Coast Guard Auxiliary, the next entry
followed by
United
the
States
American
Guard
Eagle,
Auxiliary,
with
proudly
Uncle Sam
promoting
mounting a
water and boating
Browning
safety for
50
over
caliber
78
machine
years.
gun.
Civilian
Jeep is owned by Mike and Cindy
volunteers in
Fairchild.
Division 5 in the Dallas
Mike
Fort
teaches
Worth area
construction
provide
management
boating
here
safety
at
classes,
UT Arlington.
courtesy vessel inspections for boats, jet skis, and
Uncle Sam behind that 50 caliber machine gun. That's who I want to see behind the machine gun. Nobody else. Designed by weapons genius John Browning, that 50 caliber machine gun has been used as a vehicle weapon and for aircraft armament by America from the 1930s to the present, used in every war we've been in. Well, maybe not the American Revolution.
Not back then. The Slow Spokes DFW Cruiser Club, they just went by. And here, Donna, the Arlington Mustangs.
Yay. They focus on special needs youth and adults. They participate in a lot of special Olympic events, including soccer, track, field, basketball, baseball, and bocce. Their float is decorated in the red, white, and blue, celebrating independence.
They also like to restore old bikes. No matter what, how, or where you ride. if
Next
you're
up,
interested in
Christ
bicycles,
Embassy Arlington.
most folks
Teenage
use
members of
Blue View.
Christ Embassy Church and leaders of its team ministry here to help spread the message of love, peace, blessings, prosperity, and health. I believe they're a first-time member.
Actually, I thought so too, but I asked them the other night, and they said this is their second year.
Okay.
But look at all the work they have put into a second-year entry. I'm sure they had a lot of great volunteers working on that, probably the same people who are riding on it. I'd want to ride on it if I put all that work into it.
I like that little float.
Teenage members of Christ Embassy Church and leaders
This
of
is
The Dallas Wings, the Women's National Basketball Association team, the coach, Fred Williams.
blessings, prosperity, and
They
health.
play about 20 feet where we are at College Park Center. Played last night, so play on July 5th against the Indiana Fever. The Wings kind of having a tough year, right about 500, kind of struggling early in the women's NBA season. Their next home game, July 10th against the Phoenix Mercury at 7 p.m.
Tony and
Players and coaches of the Dallas Wings,
thank you, Tony.
and they are good.
and very affordable for ticket
Did you know we
prices.
had professional
Absolutely.
NBA
Coming up next, number
basketball
63,
behind
is the Ahmadiyya Muslim
Well, here we got
community
the
of Fort
Dallas
Worth.
Wings professional women's basketball
They have a patriotic theme with men and women walking and holding flags and banners. Thanks to the Muslim community for being part of our Independence Day parade. They say they like to be in the parade, which they have been for the last couple of years, to show their appreciation for and love for America. The Ahmadiyya Muslim community of Fort Worth.
past the midpoint right now. In fact, you can watch the next
I
game
like their
tomorrow, July 5th at College Park
quote
Center
that they
at
always have on their
7 p.m.
entry:
against the
love
Indiana
of one's
Fever.
country of residence is
Miss
part
one the
of
games
faith.
July 10th,
Very
come
important
back.
Well,
thing to remember.
they've covered about every inch
Yes.
in red, white, and blue.
The Wings is Fred Williams.
There's an Uncle Sam top hat.
Muslim community celebrates
Lots of Uncle Sam top hats.
Yeah.
the pickup truck with a trailer.
They got the babies all protected from the sun. That's good.
And banners. Thanks to the Muslim
Welcome Table Christian Church is our next entry. They're a parade sponsor. Located on Highwood Drive in southwest Arlington.
One of the things
Honoring all
Arlington
branches of the Armed Forces, the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines,
especially our religious
and Coast Guard. The marching include Donna Mann, Helen Woodard, and Barbara Schuler.
Thank you.
And notice the dog, they have got little booties on the dog. That is so good. That pavement is hot this time of year. Don't walk your dog except at night unless you've got some nice little booties on it.
Yeah, 2 miles today is a long way.
Yes.
Well, here's something that we see more of in this city.
Oh, yes. I love these pedicabs out at the ballpark. These are pedicabs, kind of like a bicycle rickshaw taxi. You see a lot of people at Cowboy games or Ranger games. And boy, sometimes when you've walked a long way from the parking lot, there's nothing you want to see more than a pedicab. This is an association, it's the Pedicab Collective. It's an association of owners, managers, and riders. The first rule of pedicab operators, they say, is you better be in excellent physical condition, and it looks like they are. Cool.
Not only do they carry Ranger fans, they carry Astro fans in town this week.
Oh,
Next,
yes.
we have the Arlington Pedicab Collective. You've seen these guys out in the stadium and big events. How cool are these bikes? They're pedicabs. Pedicabs, something like
Well,
a
Miss
bicycle
Texas
rickshaw taxi.
isn't far behind.
Transportation.
John, do you think one of those pedicabs would take me back to my car? It's a long walk.
Parking is a pretty
Well,
far
if we
walk
could
after
send
all.
notice to one of them right now, perhaps they could
Okay, text them right now. Pick me up at College Park Arena.
pull over and save a spot
Rule of pedicab operating.
from sunlight to shade back into the sunlight. The Arlington Future Farmers
They are.
of America.
I've used them before. Those guys get a sweat.
They've been here since 1938.
Yes.
If your student is interested perhaps in plans and animals, mechanics, or becoming a student leader, FFA membership is as close as your school's counselor's office. Members learn the leadership and entrepreneurship through certain events, livestock shows, the Arlington FFA.
They have little baby goats. I don't remember ever having goats in the parade. That's a first.
Well, they're here today.
Put that down in our history book, little kids. I see lots of little kids, but not that kind of little kid.
Great entry this year.
Yes.
Well, a lot of times people get stuff named after them after they die.
Texas Appliance and Builders Supply, located out on I-20. They've gone all out. It was like kind of a backyard barbecue there. Howdy, y'all. Howdy, Texas Appliance.
Been part of the National FFA since 1938. Never missed. I know. Are you kidding? Never took responsibility.
And here are the Mansfield Pickle Queens.
These are crazy ladies, and they put on a great parade on St. Patrick's Day in Mansfield. If you've not been to it, it's really next to ours, it's a really great parade. No, it's a really great parade.
Well, it's the home of Best Made Pickles, the world's only St. Patty's Pickle Parade and Palooza is usually at the end of March in Mansfield.
And they have all kinds of food and games, live music, some really great bands. And you know, Best Made Pickles is headquartered in Mansfield. That's what kind of prompted Amanda Rogers many years ago to start this, and it's really grown and grown, and it's one of the most popular events in Mansfield.
What's the big deal?
What's the big deal? Oh, and one of our favorites, everybody's in the parade, is coming up, the Ulster Project. Northern Irish Catholic and Protestant teachers are hosted by American families for a 4-week program in Arlington every summer.
And the Arlington Blue Devils, President Terrell Jackson, Vice President Richard Pippins, the oldest youth sports organization in the city. Organization really wants to get back to the rich tradition of teaching our youth about life through the lessons of football, the Arlington Blue Devil Sports Association.
Protestant teenagers, both ladies and lads, are hosted by American families for a 4-week program in Arlington every
Hey, 2-a-days are right around the corner.
Based on one simple idea of sharing experience. These Christian-based
And number 73 coming out. Oh, check out this wrapped Mercedes-Benz with Tanica Donnell Realtor Group logo and picture on it.
and stereotypes.
We're told that the real estate business in Arlington's really hot right now.
President this year,
I guess when you get to have almost 400,000 people, there's going to be houses to be sold and to be bought.
You know, from time, I think there's more Mercedes in Arlington than in Stuttgart.
Yes.
The entry number 77 is the SPJST Lodge 183 Youth Group, a fraternal insurance society chartered back in 1897, headquartered in Temple. Its purpose is twofold: to build character among younger members and to involve young people in activities to prepare them for leadership positions in their adult lives. Yak Samus is hello in Czech. And here come the Colts, Donna.
All right, if it's green and it's white, it must be Arlington Colts. Arlington High has been part of Arlington since 1902. And cheerleaders have been putting in their cheers, dance, and gymnastic movers almost that long. The Arlington High mascot, Little Arlie, of course, is always on hand somewhere. I don't see him right now, but I'm sure he's in there somewhere.
He's out of the stable.
He's out of the stable. Maybe they've corralled him somewhere.
Colt Kickers, Jenny Knight is director of the Colt Kickers.
If you guys can hang there for a little bit. We have the
They were established way back in 1969 just to entertain audiences at halftime. Now they compete everywhere and win big.
1897. It was formed by the Czech immigrants coming to America.
I'm sure Emma still has a soft spot
Yes.
in her heart for Arlington High, one of our camera operators today.
Yeah, I see. She's getting tight shots on them, I can tell. Colt Kicker officers are Captain Reagan Brown, and First Lieutenant is Alyssa Ruffin, Lieutenant Lynn Doan, and Lieutenant Annika Jacks.
Arlington High School Marching Band. The AHS band numbers more than 200 and has never failed to participate in the Arlington 4th Parade.
Colt Kickers, and behind them the Arlington Colt Marching Band, more than 200. They've never failed to take part in Arlington's 4th Parade. Director Michael Henning.
Assistant Director
Nathan Burnham is the Assistant Director. Brian Lowe and Nathan Hervey. Band Booster Club President Jennifer Miller. Let's listen to the Arlington Colt Marching Band.
Kickers drill team was established in 1969 to entertain audiences during halftime. These days, they show up for all kinds of other events, not just halftime. Colt Kickers under the direction of Jenny Knight, Colt Kicker officers are Lieutenant First Lieutenant Alyssa Bucket, Lieutenant Lynn Brown, and Lieutenant Amanda Jack.
You know, I was an Arlington High School Colt band member. Yeah, doing it all.
Arlington High's first football game for Scott Peach, August 31st.
Go Colts!
That'll be on a Friday night at Dallas Jesuit.
Colt Country!
And there's always the alumni band, the Alumni Association.
Sweet it is.
As we're about 3/4 of the way through this year's parade. Lots to follow, lots of red, white, and blue coming up. And there is entry number 81.
Work that water.
I think that's more of the Colts backup.
I see a couple of
Son was in the band
vintage
as well.
Fords and then the alumni band.
Wow.
And this stretches way out.
Arlington
Martin
High is getting a
and
huge
Arlington both share the same parking lot at Arlington High to get ready. I passed by them this morning
school is quadruple.
early as their 18-wheeler and band members were both
You
getting
know,
in
Sherry
place.
Wade was on the Arlington School Board.
She was 9 years.
Oh, these are some cool cars.
She's a
What is,
legend.
what is that one
Soon
called? The
there'll be a
orange and
lawnmower
white
named after her, too.
Starliner? That
That's
Continental.
a mid-50s Ford.
Okay. I think my dad always had Continental kits on his cars.
Was it a convertible?
Oh no, we didn't have convertibles.
Not in Cleveland.
No, not in Cleveland.
There's the Arlington Colt Alumni Association,
Still strong and kicking, they tell me.
established back in 1996. And here is the band, formed in 2002, consisting of ex-AHS band members ranging in classes from 1957 to 2017.
It's filled with alumni.
Still have the spirit, the pride, and the tradition.
There's also an alumni band somewhere too, isn't it? Yes, I am.
And next we have the Sikh community of DFW. They are a monotheistic single God faith that believes in equality and service to others. The men wear the turbans you see as a symbol of faith that represents honor, courage, and the spirituality of Sikhs. Today they're participating in world peace and humanity. Millions of Sikh soldiers lay down their lives in the battlefield worldwide to protect rights, dignity, and freedom of everybody. Sikhs in the troop are displaying pictures of Sikh soldiers who fought in world wars and won bravery awards, along with a picture of a victory march in Britain post-World War, the First World War, where the Sikhs marched.
When they first showed up, Donna, they came on strong. I mean, they were ready to take part.
Oh yeah. Oh, they have been every year. And as they remind us, they want to be in this parade because they want to celebrate Independence Day with their countrymen.
Well represented
I
this
see.
morning.
It says, what is it? Watch for the turbans. 99% of the people you see wearing a turban are actually Sikhs. They're giving us a little education here.
A history lesson on Independence Day. Advocates for special people. There's their band, Executive Director Steve Brooks.
Welcome to the 4th of July Parade, Sikh family.
And they're in the parade every year, Advocates for Special People. They do a good job. Lots of great people involved in that organization. And look they've got Liberty Bells. I haven't seen any of those. There's no
Next we have
end
the Advocates for
to the
Special People.
number of unusual July 4th decorations you can find if you go to all the stores that offer them, which are now putting out Christmas decorations.
The Arlington Board of Realtors, led by Chairman Jessica Craig, is serving the Arlington and surrounding communities with more than 60 years of service. From a small city to one of the 50 most populous municipalities in this great nation. This year alone, they've given 5 $1,000 scholarships to well-deserving high school grads.
Jessica Craig has been serving the Arlington and surrounding communities for more than 60 years of service. That's all that she works in a small town in one of the 50 most populous municipalities in this great nation. The Arlington Board of Realtors Community Service Desk.
And 89 is Dean Brew, State Farm Insurance, and that's a 1967 Ford F800 fire truck. So if you're trying to increase your knowledge of antique vehicles today, put this one on your card. That's a fire truck, but it's a 1967 Ford F800. Dean Brew, thank you.
The Vietnamese American community of Tarrant County and vicinity, the 14th largest Vietnamese population in the U.S., is here in Arlington. The Vietnam conflict, of course,
State Farm.
believe it or not, lasted 20 years, from 1955 to 1975. Their entry tells us that they want to show respect for the men and women who sacrificed their lives for freedom in Vietnam.
If you haven't seen the beautiful public art statues at Veterans Park of Vietnamese soldiers fighting alongside American soldiers, it's got to be a must for you. It's absolutely beautiful.
Arlington has the 14th largest Vietnamese population in the United States. And those in this Vietnamese community of Tarrant County entry tell us they want to show respect for the men and women who sacrificed their lives for freedom in Vietnam. The Vietnam conflict, believe it or not, lasted 20 years.
Around Joy, the ever-popular Jerry Piccolo McNeese. They've been taking hula hooping from just hula hooping into a physical fitness endeavor, and it's kind of a performance art craft now, too. These hoops are in patriotic colors this year to leave it to Joy. This is the 9th year for them to be in this parade. It's kind of a tradition for us now. And Joy says picking out the right hula hoop is very important, though, so hoop it up.
You could say what goes around comes around.
You could say that, but I wouldn't say that. Terrible pun.
Entry number 92, First Christian Church of Arlington. They've sponsored more than 800 kids in the Tarrant County College for Kids program, and they've got quite a display of cars. There's some Corvettes from, I had 2 Corvettes. That was from the mid-70s of 70, that's early 70s, 71. That's the red one. The blue one's of late vintage. They've got a 1940 Cadillac, a V16 Job, a Buick Century Opera Coupe, 1937. There's a VW bus.
There's a Porsche.
Yeah, that Z7 still looks pretty nice. A Miata convertible in British racing green.
Wow.
First Christian is one of the oldest churches in
That looks like something James Bond would drive.
Arlington.
And I see a golf cart camouflage decor has snuck in with all these cars. Look at that big black car. Wow.
He's still in first gear.
Yikes. Oh, we have to do the hook 'em horns thing as this guy comes by.
The church is also sponsored more than
Miss Texas Universal 2018, Kimberly Meinhardt.
provided meals for our
Also Miss Texas Universal Princess, Hannah Miller.
church is committed to partnering with the community of Arlington.
That's a Dodge Ram 1500, both sponsored by Bryland Salon in Old Town. So there they are in the sunlight.
And another perennial favorite in the parade is the North Texas Mustang Club coming up. They were formed in 1982 by some people that just love Ford Mustangs, and now it's the largest Mustang club, or one of them, in North America with more than 400 members. Their emphasis is on those gorgeous first-generation Mustangs from 64 through 73, but they welcome fans of all Mustangs, Fords, and Ford-powered vehicles to join.
I always love this entry. I had 3 Mustangs, 2 66s and a 68.
Wow, my sister had a 65, and I was extremely jealous.
Well, there's a 65
Yep.
right there on the far side. The 289,
Well, if you like cars, we got more of them. The North Texas Mustang.
And a recent
was formed in early
Mustang, just seeing if
1982
that's a
by small group
GT
of
or.
Ford Mustang enthusiasts. It's now one of
Their
the
big
largest
event every year is that
Mustang
annual
clubs
Rose
with
Classic
more than
Southwest
400
All Ford
members.
Nationals
Yeah, give us some
indoor car
horsepower.
show. It's going to be July 6th and 7th at the Arlington Convention Center.
The pony car will never go out of style.
Nah. Every once in a while, they just got to tinker with the style, but they still keep the integrity of the Mustang.
You know, the phasing out, Ford's phasing out some of the
Yeah.
sedans. I think the Fusion and the Taurus.
Yes.
At the Arlington Convention Center. That would be this weekend, by the way. Big show. Anyone attending the 4th of July parade?
All right, here's the Arlington Chamber of Commerce.
Yellow Rose.
Founded in 1945, their mission statement is "Together we champion economic and community prosperity."
Fords, by the way,
And there's the president of the chamber, Michael Jacobson, and board chairman Larry Fowler. They remind that they're the largest and oldest business organization in the region with 1,200 members. They've got ambassadors walking with them today with chamber members and their kids. Everybody having a good time.
The Arlington Chamber of Commerce is dedicated to serving
This is almost a little mini float coming up here. That little tiny girl with a parasol and well decorated.
A radio flyer, all you have to do, it's red anyway, just add a little bit of white and blue, got it made.
President of the Chamber is Michael Jacobson and board chairman is Larry Fowler.
And now we have
Go Chamber.
Miss Texas Janessa Rye as well as Miss Lone Star Jocelyn Rye. You know, we love pageants here in Texas, and this is the Elite Mini Miss Pageant. And we have the winner with us,
Pedal faster.
and that is Jocelyn Rice is Miss Texas Sweetheart, and Janessa is National Elite Mini Miss.
Here's the Green Oaks Education and Support Incorporated, Executive Director Gene Jewell.
Including the elite.
Students, volunteers, and teachers from Green Oaks School and Green Oaks Adult Learning,
We say hello
a unique Christian school and program for a lot of individuals in the North Texas area.
Congratulations, Miss Mini winner.
I think the crowns are bigger than their entire
Yes. They ought to crown him with big.
Okay. Now we have the Arlington Mansfield Area YMCA, the Father-Child Program Nature Explorers. So they're featuring the dads and their kids. This is a program for kids 3 through 14 that encourages and preserves that great family dynamic, going out camping with dad and doing other kind of events. The Y branch has 3 locations and has been operating locally for more than 60 years. The Arlington Mansfield Area YMCA.
Here's the Arlington Masonic Lodge, number 438, chartered in 1874. That's 10 years before Arlington was incorporated into an official city. It's older than the town it supports.
Yeah.
YMCA, like I said.
They provide an environment where men of good character can share and develop an abundance of life skills. They echo off the Masonic statement that we should leave the world a better place in which we found it. Lodge number 438. Okay, our neighbors just a few miles from the south is here.
Dow Worthington Gardens. They've got one of their fire trucks this year, and they've got all sorts of prominent gardens folks. I think they're inside where the air conditioning is.
Yeah, it's at full blast.
Yes, sometimes they're on top. This year they decided, no, we're not staying up there. It's too close to the sun. So Dow Worthington Gardens is the biggest city in Texas, if you count a city by the number of letters in its name. At 21 letters.
By doing so, we hope
Otherwise, the population's about 2,000, but it's certainly a great neighbor of Arlington, and we're so happy they're in the parade every year.
I know, and historically it goes all the way back to First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt.
Yes.
A lot of interesting history of Dow Worthington Gardens.
A lot of great story about when she visited here, or her son.
I've only seen the pictures.
Yes. We weren't born yet, I don't think, John. I hope.
Okay, entry number 102 is the Arlington Sunrise Rotary Club.
And this morning, I was so happy when I went out and there was my flag that they distribute through this special flag program that they have. If you've seen all these flags that look like the ones on this float, all on the curb in your neighborhood, they're from the Sunrise Rotary Club probably, because in this program they set up about 1,000 flags on 6 different holidays. They make a little thing in the ground that you put them in. They bring them out. They set them up, and they pick them up after the holiday. But boy, I keep wanting everybody on my street to have one. It looks so great.
Well, this is what I like to call the Plastic Fantastics.
Yeah?
The
Why?
Old Schoolers Auto Club from the mid-60s, Corvette Stingray.
Nice horn.
Probably a 67. It's not a split window, but it's probably a 67 or 68.
Okay.
About a $200,000 car.
Thank you.
From the 6-cylinder concept car back in 1953, it has now gone through at least 7 generations of modifications. Who doesn't want a Corvette? We all want one.
I will trade my little Buick Verona for a Corvette right now. Any takers? Probably not. Uh-oh, it's getting ready to get really loud because those Mazda Shriners with their little wonderful Corvettes are getting ready to do some wheelies.
Now, what generation would this be?
I don't know. All ages in those cars.
They may have owned some of those early Corvettes, and they can maneuver just about anywhere they want to. There are 6 of them.
You notice how they play to the camera? It's like the wheelie Elvises on the little mini cycles. They know how to play the cameras.
Of the 4-wheel style.
They're being very safe today.
The Bowie High School cheerleaders are 4th of 6 high schools. Highly talented cheerleaders. And the Bowie Bells, the drill team, directed by Takia Linson. And the spirit of the Volunteers Marching Band. They have crossed the line, the Bowie Volunteers.
They have great looking outfits. The bronze and black really a little warm in this weather, but they look great, very classy.
There's always one that has that spray mister bottle on either side to keep them cool.
Entrants were told this year to not spray the people along the sideline with the water because some people don't like it. I personally am okay with it.
All right, let's listen to the volunteer marching band of James Bowie High School. Got to mention that Dandy DeArmond's season opener for the Balls, August 31st at Flower Mound Marcus. A little catching up to do here. I got to catch up with the tuba section.
That's how fast that band is. A pickup truck is having a hard time catching up with them.
Sitting so close you can hear them all.
That's Tammy Guest's support vehicle just in case.
And next we have the Children of the American Revolution. Founded in 1895, they're the nation's oldest, largest patriotic youth organization. They focus on patriotism, service, and education about our American heritage. This year's entry has members of the Three Forks of the Trinity Society based here in Arlington, led by Society President Libby Dekine. Also joining today are Daughters of the American Revolution from the Quanah Parker chapter of Mansfield and Sons of the American Revolution from the Arlington chapter.
Here's the Vintage Chevrolet Club of America, the Lone Star region, DFW area. We got every decade of a Chevy represented. 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. A Star-Spangled Independence Day, our theme this year.
And everybody's gotten the star message. Stars are easy to find, though. That's good.
They are.
Now we're getting into cars that look more like the kind that we had when we were kids, like that big old Chevy over there.
3 on the column.
Yep. Entry number 112 are the Metroplex Atheists. It's the oldest continuously operating such organization in the Metroplex. Many people in the group say it provides them with a sense of community and purpose when leaving religious identification. They seek to educate and engage with local communities and find new ways to break the stigma of atheism and secularism. Members include Jim and director Terry McDonald and Randy Word.
Well, here's that familiar Babes double-decker bus, a 1925 GMC yellow coach. What can you say about Babes Chicken except it's scrumptious?
Except throw some of your food from the bus right now, right to our direction.
Roasted, fried, it doesn't matter.
That's right, we like it all. We like it all.
At the corner of Center and Division Street.
Part of the downtown movement for great restaurants and clubs. Downtown's really booming right now.
Is it ever?
What can you say about Babes Chicken except scrumptious it is?
Entry number 114. We're about, oh gosh, only 20 more floats and representatives to go.
And this is the Texas Choice Pageant of North Texas. Showcase North Texas winners and Texas Choice Pageant state winners. Well, no, that's what it says, but I think instead they've got a little car and a winner in it. Don't know who that is, but is that Miss Arlington, USA? No, she's 115.
She's in the white BMW, Miss Arlington 2018 USA. Rachel Hornbuckle.
Congratulations. There's one sleeping entrant.
Miss Arlington USA 2018.
Rachel Renee Hornbuckle.
Dr. Renee Hornbuckle and Anita High School. Also here, and you mentioned the Wheeling LBI.
Uh-oh.
Here they are to entertain for yet another Independence Day parade. Each member of what they call our asylum bring a unique quality. Well, they're playing dodge with our camera operator Mike here on Spangled Drive, but they have passed. The danger is past.
You know, a lot of these folks are former Star Telegram writers and editors, so they're used to a life of danger.
Yes, they are.
And now I think we have the Southeast Arlington Little League coming up. They've been showing kids how to play America's pastime for a long time. They might even play a little ball later today, I'm betting. But right now we're seeing league officials, current and former baseball players. They say their favorite phrase in the world is play ball and batter up.
There's no place like home. You just want to be able to touch it from time to time.
That's right.
No shutouts.
No shutouts. Maybe the Rangers will do better tonight.
Southeast Arlington Little League.
Southeast Arlington Little League. There they are. Happy Jack.
And I see we've got WRUNT, which stands for We Ride Unicycles of North Texas. Kind of a loosely organized bunch, but they're dedicated to volunteerism and fun. Only on unicycles, of course. Interesting backstory, they were started by a grandfather and his grandson, Roy Brewer and Alex Richardson. They both had a passion for riding one-wheelers. Riders are all professionals. Sometimes kids barely out of diapers are riding these. I'd like to see that. But if you ride one-wheeler and want to learn, just give them a call. You can always go back to skateboarding.
And some of them do.
This requires great balance, I'm thinking.
Ben Franklin Plumbing and Minutemen Heat and AC. Two businesses have an advantage when it comes to the fourth, their name and the company colors.
All from Arlington, because I would assume the
Always good to see Benjamin Franklin Plumbing and Minutemen Heating and Air Conditioning on a hot, sweltering
Darn it.
July 4th.
When they pull up to your
Unicycle down.
front yard, you know you can live again once they come in.
The greatest
Please.
invention in the last 100 years, air conditioning.
We have a standing reservation at a local motel. If the air conditioning goes out, we're
Do you?
leaving. We leave
Okay.
home.
Okay, yeah.
Well, we were going to have an entry from the free-range pumpkins here, and I don't see them, and I'm kind of disappointed because I was really interested in free-range pumpkins. But it looks like we're on to number 124. Oh, this is a great group, the Christian Women's Job Corps of Greater Arlington. These are all graduates of its program. This is a nonprofit, and they've helped more than 500 graduates complete their tuition-free job skills training program. Key people on this entry are Julie Forrester, Executive Director, Jennifer King, Alumni Coordinator, and Steve McCowan, the Board Chairman. And that's a classic red farm truck.
Is it ever? You can see it all the way from Mitchell Street. The Arlington Kiwanis Foundation, highlighting youth leadership. Their float, you'll see in just a few minutes. Sponsored youth programs like Circle K, UTA, key clubs from Arlington high schools, Boy Scout troops, and more. When Kiwanis say they're focused on civic service, you had better believe it.
Some of their participants are Russ Hagan, Bob Landon, Robert Burkeen, Haley King, and Greg Sugar. And they've even got a big chef. I don't know what his name is, but he's got a prominent place.
Kiwanis-sponsored youth program like Circle K, UTA, key clubs from Arlington High School, Boy Scout troops, and more.
Wild Sky Tribal Dance. Wild Sky Tribal Dance.
Some of these participants included Russ Hagan,
4 different troops here today from North Central Texas, speaking one classic dance language with a history that, well, goes back through Middle Eastern dance culture for hundreds of years.
These are Boy Scouts from all of Arlington, who also presented
The Wild Sky Tribal Dance. And provisional belly dances to all ages with all size performers.
I can't think of a better way, maybe the hula hoops, but a better way to lose about 20 pounds than belly dancing for 2 miles.
You wouldn't have to go far today. And what do you think? They'll still be in step at the end of the parade. They
even have a Muppet.
Look pretty
the biggest
healthy.
Muppet I've ever seen. Look at that Muppet. She's got nice jewelry and fingernails, too. Very good.
does.
Very good.
Got a cape, everything.
The DFW International Airport, Department of Public Safety. You know, they're like a city out there, and they act like one because they have police officers who are here, as well as firefighters, security personnel, and the whole staff of public safety. They've decked out their police Tahoe, their security Tahoe, their bicycle, and even their Oshkosh Striker 4500 aircraft firefighting rescue. And it's all decked out in red, white, and blue. They can discharge, they say, 4,500 gallons of water or 525 gallons of foam and go off-road with an 8-wheel drive. I didn't know there was an 8-wheel drive. DFW is one of the largest airports in the world, of course, and they're prepared for any emergency.
Making friends today from young to old.
I like knowing my airport is well protected and secure.
How could it not be with what we see here?
Right, and ready for any emergency.
Just get out of the way.
Yes.
The fire truck can discharge 4,500
They've
gallons
recently
of
been
water.
deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan. Hats off to the DFW safety personnel.
Eight-wheel drive. Eight-wheel drive. Did you hear that? DFW is one of the largest airports in the world.
The Arlington Conservation Council reminds us how the correct neighborhood lighting combined with natural light of the stars and moon cut down on light pollution in our sky. They've been respected for more than 40 years. And they recommend that we celebrate our national holiday by limiting light pollution. Turn on the light.
In our Dream City.
Eight-wheel drive.
This is recognizing something called the Dark Skies Initiative, John. which is something you don't think about, but we do a lot of light pollution. When you think of the lights from the cities and even all those lights from our millions of homes that are shooting up in the air, it's no wonder we can't see the stars, but little nocturnal animals are afraid to come out at night. They don't know if it's day or night.
No, you're
because of all our
right, and you
lights.
don't realize it until you get about 50 miles outside the
And
city
you go,
limits.
my gosh, there's stars out here.
Yeah.
Cuts down on light pollution, Marcel. This lets us see the stars and even tell
Girl Scout Service Unit 209,
has been working to improve the quality of our lives through environmental
Rainbow Roads in Arlington.
40 years now. They recommend we celebrate our national holiday by limiting light pollution. Turn on the night in the Dream City and enjoy
And those kids are in good shape because they're followed by the Arlington Grandmothers Club.
I'll make sure they are.
And they make a great difference. This is the Arlington chapter of the National Federation of Grandmother Clubs, and it's a nonprofit. They raise money to support research that focuses on causes, treatment, and cure of childhood diseases. Our Grandmothers Club entry has Grace Durbick, Tarnia Snell, Dale Bergeron, Joanna Schuster, and Lauren Jacobs.
All right, here's the North Texas Corvair Association. These Corvairs were cool cars. Well, they were air-cooled. Came out and still kind of neat today. Recollect that Corvairs were made only 10 years from 1960 to 1969.
I didn't realize that. I just remember when they quit making them.
I thought they'd really catch on for decades and decades, but it went away before 1970. Okay, here's
Arlington Today
Yeah.
magazine. A town as big as Arlington really ought to have a radio station, a television station, a daily newspaper, but it does have a monthly magazine, and that's Arlington Today. It's all about Arlington. It recently celebrated its 3rd birthday and going strong. Riding in an 87-year-old Model A is the magazine's CEO, former Arlington Mayor Richard Green with his family. Editor Yale Youngblood is around here somewhere, I'm betting. Oh, he's in the back taking pictures. Oh, no, that's Richard taking pictures.
might we read a little bit about this later
Yes.
and see it?
Yes, I think pictures will be taken.
Zumba International, Cristales Salon, another dance talent entry. Devotees marching and dancing their way on Spangled Drive.
I take back what I said about hula hooping or belly dancing being a great way to lose weight. Zumba dancing will wear you out.
Add a new
If
entry.
if you survive, if you're alive after an hour of Zumba, you're lucky. It's a great way to lose weight.
But I got to do Zumba International from Cristales Salon.
Keller Williams, the fire group.
Shape and develop your dance talents, then
For the parade, they're less digital, more practical. With a fire truck, golf cart, truck, and Segway, yes, with walkers.
dancing their way through the parade.
The next big thing, the Segway. You were seeing a lot of those for a long time, and now you don't see so many of them, but I think there's been a few accidents on them, but overall, I think they're cool.
Yeah, here's some advice. Take plenty of precaution, and you can't do it for the first time.
Have you ridden one?
Uh,
Does it take great balance?
I looked at one.
Oh,
Just a little bit gun shy.
close as I've gotten.
All right, there's a long, tall Texans. The Sam Houston Texans are here. The Alumni Association, the Sam Houston cheerleaders, the Texans, and the marching band. So by tradition, they should be first in the parade for next year.
Yes. And they're all red, white, and blue year long, so they're ready to be first next year.
Opened the doors back in 1963. The Texans open their football season at North Mesquite August 31st. So our final AISD high school band and drill team performers from Sam Houston,
Eleanor Sevilla and
Betty Hernandez, Tiara Williams are the drill team sponsors.
And the directors of the high school band are Aaron Bart, Jillian Adams, Jesus Martinez. And lest we forget, coaches for the cheerleaders are Eleanor Sevilla and Yesenia Escato.
Sherry, aren't you
And that tells us that we're near the end.
Oh, say it ain't so.
Well, this was a fast one.
Yeah. 140 entries, that's I think more or about the same as last year, but nevertheless the pacing was pretty good.
There's our lineup crew. The 4th of July Association President Kevin Donovan heads up the lineup crew. And all those that have put in a hard year of planning.
I want to give a shout out to Carrie Donovan, who's the president of the association's wife. She's not on the board, but she does as much work as anybody. They're all great. I want to remind everybody that this parade is put on by all volunteers. It's supported by the city, but this is all volunteers.
You know, it always bears repeating that freedom isn't free. It needs to be defended. And there is no liberty without responsibility. And Donna, I think everybody got the message today.
I think so. Or as Abraham Lincoln says, I have a dream that there will be a time and a place when America is the last best hope for the world. And I think we are.
I want to thank our hard-working production crew, Emma Ruby, Mackenzie Stokes, Gabby Urich, Mike Seacrest, and our benevolent overlord Spence.
Robert Spence comes through again.
We've enjoyed it.
Thanks a lot.
We'll see you next year. Happy 4th of July, everyone.